I was standing in my kitchen at 3 in the morning, staring at my phone screen like it had just confessed to murder. The email subject line read, "Your Walmart Plus order has been delivered." Except I hadn't ordered anything. Not in 3 days. Not to that address. My hands were shaking as I scrolled through the receipt. $873. Organic steaks. Lobster tails. Cases of energy drinks. Baby formula, the expensive kind. And the delivery address? My granddaughter Mia's apartment, 2 hours away from me. This was the 4th email this week. I opened my banking app with fingers that felt like they were moving through honey. The charges lined up like soldiers in formation. Walmart, 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 Walmart. Going back 6 weeks. The total at the bottom made my stomach drop. $8,217. But I only found out the truth when I drove to her apartment unannounced and saw what she'd been hiding in her bedroom. I stood there trying to convince myself there was a reasonable explanation. Maybe her account got hacked. Maybe this was all just a terrible, fixable mistake. But deep down, I knew Mia was my only grandchild. I'd raised her alongside my daughter Sarah, who worked double shifts as a nurse. I was there for every scraped knee, every school play, every teenage heartbreak. She called me Gram, even as a teenager when it definitely wasn't cool. When Mia turned 23 last year, she finally seemed to be getting her life together. She'd moved in with her boyfriend Derek, started community college, talked about the future with light in her eyes. 3 months ago, she asked if she could use my Walmart Plus membership. She said she was trying to save money, that every dollar counted. She promised she'd only order essentials and Venmo me immediately. I gave her my login without a second thought. That's what you do when you love someone, right? You trust them. I was living on my late husband's pension and my small retirement fund. Comfortable enough, but not wealthy. I clipped coupons. I bought generic brands. But for Mia, I would have given anything. The first few weeks were fine. Small orders. $20 here, $40 there. She'd send me the money with a little heart emoji and a thanks Gram. Then the payments started coming slower. Then they stopped coming at all. I told myself she was just busy, that she'd pay me back in a lump sum, that she wouldn't take advantage of me because we had something special. But that night, staring at $8,000 in charges, I realized I'd been telling myself fairy tales while my bank account bled out. I called Mia at 7 a.m. No answer. 8, 9, 10. Each time it went to voicemail. At 11, I got in my car and drove. When I knocked on her apartment door, Derek answered looking uncomfortable. Behind him, I could see into their living room, and that's when the first crack became a canyon. They had a massive new TV with a price sticker still on, a leather sectional sofa, gaming consoles, a bar cart loaded with expensive liquor, designer throw pillows. Is Mia here? My voice sounded hollow. He was lying when he said she was at work. I could hear movement in the bedroom. I pushed past him. What I found in that bedroom wasn't just evidence of theft. It was evidence of a betrayal so calculated, it would change the meaning of family forever. Mia was sitting on her bed, surrounded by shopping bags. Sephora, Ulta, Nordstrom. Her closet was open, revealing racks of clothes with tags still attached. Shoes lined up, Nikes, Adidas, boots that probably cost more than my monthly grocery budget. She looked up, and for just a second, I saw fear. Then it smoothed into something worse. Defiance. I held up my phone, showing her my banking app. $8,000, Mia. Want to explain that? She had the audacity to look annoyed. I was going to pay you back. I just needed a little time. A little time? This has been going on for 6 weeks. You've bought all of this. None of this looks like struggling. She started crying. But they weren't ashamed tears. They were angry tears. You don't understand what it's like. Everyone else our age has nice things. My mom can't help me. You're just sitting on all that pension money, living alone in that big house, and I thought, you thought you'd just steal from me? It's not stealing. You're my grandmother. You're supposed to help me. The entitlement in her voice was like a slap. I demanded she show me the Walmart orders. Every single one. The pattern revealed itself like a grotesque painting. She'd been ordering bulk groceries and reselling them, creating bundles and selling them on Facebook Marketplace at a markup. The baby formula, the organic products, all being flipped for profit while I footed the bill. But it got worse. Some orders weren't even going to her apartment. They were going to Derek's parents' house, to her friends' houses. She'd been playing grocery supplier to half her social circle, building this reputation as the generous friend who could get deals, all while draining my retirement savings. You would have said no if I'd asked, she shouted. Everyone says that. But I saw an opportunity and I took it. That's what successful people do. Successful people don't steal from their grandmothers. It's not stealing if I'm family. I started taking pictures. Everything. The designer bags. The new TV. The receipts. I documented it all while she watched, her crying turning panicked. I demanded to see her phone. She refused. I threatened to call the police. Derek finally handed it over. The group chat was called Bank of Grandma Money Bag. I felt something die inside me as I scrolled. 6 other people. Friends of Mia's I'd welcomed into my home. They were all doing the same thing. Using elderly relatives' accounts.
Sharing tips.
Posting screenshots with laughing emojis. Mocking their grandparents' worried calls. One message from Mia. Gram called again asking about payments LOL. Sent her some heart emojis and she dropped it. Old people are so easy faced with tears of joy. They'd turned elder abuse into a competition.
A game.
I took screenshots of everything. I'm leaving, and you're going to hear from my lawyer. Mia grabbed my arm. Please, don't tell my mom. This will kill her. You should have thought about that before you decided to become a thief. I called Sarah from my car. She didn't believe me at first. Then she got quiet. That terrible, heavy quiet. But neither of us knew that the legal battle I was about to start would uncover the most devastating truth of all. I hired a lawyer named Patricia who specialized in elder financial abuse. She filed charges.
Fraud.
Identity theft. Elder abuse. The court process took 3 months. Mia tried calling, texting, showing up at my house crying. I got a restraining order. Sarah was caught in the middle. Our Sunday calls became painful. Eventually they stopped. Then, 2 weeks before court, Patricia called. We subpoenaed Mia's bank records. There's something you need to know. The documents revealed everything. Mia hadn't been struggling. She and Derek had a combined income of over $90,000. They had savings, investments.
A 401k.
But here's what broke something irreparable. 3 months before Mia asked for my Walmart Plus login, she'd received a $15,000 inheritance from Derek's grandmother. It was sitting untouched in their savings while she bled me dry. They had been planning a wedding. The designer purchases, the furniture, the reselling scheme. It was all to fund their dream wedding in Hawaii without touching their own money. She'd stolen my retirement money to pay for centerpieces and welcome bags. She had looked at me and seen a resource to exploit. At court, Mia showed up crying in a simple dress. She testified about stress and poor decisions. She never mentioned the inheritance, but Patricia did. When those bank statements were entered into evidence, the judge's expression hardened. Mia got 18 months probation, 200 hours of community service, and full restitution. She was banned from contacting me for 5 years. Derek got 6 months probation and a fine. But the real punishment wasn't legal. The story leaked. Mia lost her job. Her friends distanced themselves. The wedding was canceled. Derek's parents cut them off. Sarah finally called me 6 months later. She'd been in therapy, processing how she'd raised someone capable of this. She asks if you'll ever forgive her, Sarah said quietly. What do you tell her? That forgiveness isn't something you're owed just because you're family. That some betrayals are too deep to come back from. I got my money back eventually. The restitution payments come monthly, small amounts from Mia's fast food job. It'll take 9 years to pay me back in full. I started volunteering at a senior center, teaching elderly people how to protect themselves from financial exploitation. One woman said, "But how can you say no to your own grandchildren? They're family. And I told her the truth. I learned the hardest way possible. Family isn't determined by blood. It's determined by how people treat you. Real family doesn't see you as a bank account. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is protect yourself from the people who are supposed to protect you. I think about Mia sometimes. I wonder if she understands what she destroyed. I wonder if she'll have children someday and finally understand what it feels like to love someone so much that their betrayal fundamentally changes who you are. But mostly, I don't think about her at all. I have my dignity back, my boundaries, my self-respect. And sometimes, that feels like enough. If my story resonated with you, or if you've been through something similar, subscribe for more stories where kindness gets weaponized. Like if you believe no is a complete sentence, even with family. Share this. It's a cautionary tale for the digital age. And in the comments, I'd really like to know, has sharing a password or membership ever backfired on you? Let's warn each other.